Identifying modern-day lynching without its physical form through organized community harassment. Nightmare on Jollyville Road, such a pretty name for an ugly street. Don't get caught when the sun goes down, or you will see the secret they try to keep. Engaging in protective activities. This documentary is not a complaint nor a smear campaign. It is an evidentiary chronicle, a personal fight for civil rights. It is the story of an unbroken chain of malicious conduct that began with my good faith commitment to integrity and escalated into a systematic, coordinated attack. I was an individual with zero law enforcement interactions in a decade. Until this campaign began, because I lived in other cities, towns, and states, in complete tunnel vision, working to make a better way. I was only home because of my FMLA and leave of absence. The core of this crisis lies in institutional failure, which forced me to identify a conspiracy that I call the Hexagon Theory. The campaign is designed to teach me a lesson for being vocal and standing up and petitioning the apartment complex, my employer, the dealerships, the fire department, and the local law enforcement. Sometimes you're doing the right thing. People may take it the wrong way, but my only mission is to set the record straight and report in good faith and speaking out in the public in order to protect myself and bring awareness to the wrongdoing. Act 1. The origin of harm, the corporate betrayal, and the but-for event. My ordeal began in a hostile work environment. After reporting a racial slur and documenting a swastika, I was met with alleged same-race discrimination and deceptive practices designed to protect the perpetrators and cover up the wrongdoing. This pattern of betrayal intensified when I acted as a first responder to save a life in a car crash. Instead of support, my employer allegedly committed blatant FMLA interference and denied accommodation, creating a financial stranglehold. This initial corporate misconduct was the but-for event, the necessary action that triggered everything else, forcing my medically necessary resignation.
Technically eligible for transfer because you have 7 late fees, 7 late payments, and you can only have 2. But Ricey will have to look at it and see like when they were and like if you're eligible to transfer. If you transfer, there's a $1,000 transfer fee. If you break your lease, it's basically you pay 4 months rent when you break your lease.
Yeah, because we're not trying to break, because that's how we move. We transfer from another property over here, so we're trying to see if perhaps we can do it again and see what kind, without having to break the lease, you know, because now, you know, they tagged up my girlfriend's car. That's my girlfriend's car. It's not mine.
Yeah.
So they messing with her now. She's a woman. So if it's some type of situation, they can work out to, you know, perhaps help us or whatever the case may be.
Unfortunately, there isn't anything I can do because I'm just the least.
I know.
So it's gotta be Jamie and Ricey.
I know, but you know,
and further establishing a direct legal cause for the permanent harm. I didn't even get a chance before I was met with retaliation before investigation and egregious and brutal treatment.
North Heatherwell Boulevard and Betterman Drive, North Heatherwell and Betterman. We're receiving multiple calls of a black male wearing a black shirt and black pants in the middle of the roadway yelling at people and blocking traffic. He's not letting cars pass him. There were no weapons seen and unknown in talks. It's possibly going to be Lawrence Williams at 604 Betterman. He's 10-0 in Spillman MHC.
Act 2. Escalation, the Hexagon and the Ant Pile Theory. The moment I left the workplace, the harassment astro-projected, a theory explaining how the trauma instantly transitioned from my job into every aspect of my personal life. My apartment complex management immediately mirrored my employer's retaliation, issuing an unlawful notice to vacate and filing a false police report. This defines the conspiracy's structure, a network of 6 coordinated sectors, including corporate entities, dealerships, community proxies, and law enforcement acting in concert. The city became a hostile, organized network governed by the Hexagon Theory. September 30th, 2024, I was pursued by a veteran driving a blue truck, October 14th, 2024, I acted as a civilian first responder to a hit-and-run incident, and I was omitted from AFD's report because I was not one of their personnel, and instead of a civilian first responder in APD's report. After stating it didn't exist, I was put in as a witness that used a shirt. Well, that is not the correct record. That's falsification by omission and completely washing me from the record, strategically obstructing a letter of recognition to support a Red Cross Civilian Life Savings Award. October 30th, 2024, I was involved in a chase where a weapon was present, forcing me to kneel on the ground. October 31st, 2024, I experienced a shooting incident. November 1st, 2024, my basketball, which I used for practicing boxing techniques, was stolen. November 2nd, 2024, I made my first visit to the dealership across the street to ask them to watch the cameras, which proved unhelpful. November 20th, 2024, December 2024 onward, I received unlawful notices to vacate my residence during this time and then soon after. In December 2024, while moving out, the assistant manager filed a false police report with all my claims of harassment in an attempt to ambush me, unsuccessfully weaponizing my very own complaint. For the entire 6 months against me, APD ultimately had to drop the case and the investigation due to lack of evidence because I was forced into circumstances where I had to wear a body camera every day, because the apartment complex transformed into an insidious, hostile living environment and a community of chaos. The primary visual tactic used by this network is the ant crawl. This theory describes the swarming, militaristic movement of vehicles and proxies in my vicinity, confirming the network is constantly deployed. The logistics of this were handled by the burner car theory, the use of a rotating, traceable yet deniable fleet of vehicles, many from affiliated dealerships, designed to create plausible deniability. I sought help at 11 dealerships and was met with relentless retaliation instead. This psychological warfare relies on the gaslight on arrival theory, which is the network's reactive tactic. It ensures that every time I pulled up anywhere, hostile proxies or cars were instantly present, conditioning me to feel constant danger and question my own reality. This constant presence confirmed the operation was systematic, not random. Act 3, the crisis point, weaponization and the 5-star theory. The stakes were raised when my trauma became a tool against me. The intense, organized harassment used sniper tactics, surgically precise actions like acoustic harassment and vehicular provocation, designed to exploit my medically diagnosed post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. This deliberate exploitation led to the 5-star theory. This theory states that the perpetrators intentionally use provocation to trigger my PTSD, generating a reactive response that can then be weaponized to call 911, aiming to solicit an urgent, potentially violent police response, a 5-star emergency. The most profound legal violation is the alleged weaponization of my medical condition by law enforcement. The evidence shows that police allegedly used my medical flag not for protection or compassion, but to deny me equal protection and prevent me from filing charges, a clear ADA violation. For example, my interactions with the Austin Police Department, Round Rock Police Department, and Cedar Park Police Department, the Pflugerville Police Department. Unfortunately, they were often pretextual reckless driving citation, including fabricated disorderly or attempted provocations for disorderly or stops that targeted me while ignoring identical violations by others, not limited to people pretending to be family members to have law enforcement pretending to do welfare checks, vehicular harassment with people making false police reports, recording the police stop, The harassment seems to have the pattern of using the same set of vehicles. Although the color may vary, they use the same model and types in new and used, and even in who-dos, with some cosmetic and severe damage that indicates it comes from a service or collision center and are not supposed to be on the road. But they all keep coming back to the big three where the origins began, in which started with an apartment complex and spread to other apartment complexes, then into the residential area, and now into my new community, in an attempt to repeat what happened in the complex, making me appear hostile and unstable when ultimately it's for my protection and my protected activity of recording. The paparazzi's theory, then involving law enforcement not vetting or allowing me to take action against the people who make the calls, further empowering the harassment.
You got plenty of space?
And then driving the other way. That's not protection, that's willful negligence. This all began with the assistant manager's false police report and the constable's involvement, and then it transitioned from bait cars to the vicarious and direct use of law enforcement and military personnel and first responders. The military and veteran complicity was also observed, with individuals allegedly using their status for intimidation, further confirming the network's breadth. When confronted, officials employed the convenient amnesia theory, feigning complete ignorance to obstruct accountability, so I've been recording in self-defense ever since. Act 4, The Present and the Moral Stand, Modern-Day Lynching. The harassment is ongoing. I had 0 law enforcement interactions in a decade until this campaign began in late 2024. It has since resulted in 41 police encounters. My psychiatrist confirms I suffer from a severe startle response to the sight of specific vehicles, eliminating my ability to drive or function in public. This is the definition of the modern-day lynching theory, a psychological, social, and financial execution aimed at destroying my life for seeking accountability rather than through physical means. The unbroken chain of causation is clear. The harm inflicted outside the workplace was a foreseeable and intended extension of the initial illegal acts within it. The evidence is overwhelming and supported by multiple active state investigations. I have been stonewalled and attacked, forced to be my own investigator. Now, I initiate the lightning strike theory, taking this fight to the highest level of public accountability, simultaneously striking each institutions involved at the highest level, conducting it back down below, all at the same time. I made a solemn promise to my mother to build a clean life, and I have not broken that promise. I am asking the institutions to stop those who are deliberately trying to destroy everything I have worked for. I ask the question of those involved. In this life, decisions matter. Did you make the right decisions in this lifetime? This public accounting is necessary to shed light on wrongdoing and to help protect others in the future. All I did was ask for help, and each institution retaliated and protected themselves.